You walk into a burger spot. The cashier greets you and asks for your order. You say, "Let me get a double cheeseburger, no pickles." So you wait about 5 minutes, scrolling on TikTok because your DMs are dry. They call your name, so you grab your food and sit down somewhere. You take your first bite, and you taste something tangy spreading across your tongue. You drop the burger and lift up the top bun. And there they are. Pickles. You check your receipt, and as clear as day, it says, "No pickles." You feel like you've been scammed. Just like anyone who went to see Iron Man 3. That's right. We're talking about another deceptive trailer. I swear I'm not trying to pick on the MCU so much, but people ask for this, and I also think about this shit a lot. Iron Man 3 was an interesting one for sure. You got tons of suits from the comics. Each one we really only get to see individually for about half a second. We've got Pepper using powers that were never talked about again. And we've also got the stuffed rabbit, which was the biggest takeaway from the movie for me. So you might be asking, yo, guy on the internet, what's so deceptive about Iron Man 3? I kind of like the movie. First of all, shut up, Timmy. No one likes you. And second of all, the rest of you guys might have been onto something, because Iron Man 3 lied about everything in its trailer.
I'm Tony Stark. I build neat stuff. I got a great girl. And occasionally, save the world. So why can't I sleep?
So we start off the trailer with Tony Stark introducing himself, and some really intense piano plays in the background. And he tells us that he's struggling to sleep. Obviously, this is referencing the PTSD that he has from the first Avengers movie, but let's continue.
You elected me on a single platform. I will defend this country at all costs.
The music in the background picks up as we get introduced to the president, who is declaring war on the Mandarin. And then the Mandarin's monologue starts.
You don't know who I am. You'll never see me coming.
We get tons of clips of several intense looking people, and Tony Stark is at the forefront of it, with news reporters asking him, what is he going to do about the Mandarin? Painting the Mandarin as a huge threat. And then we are showing Stark's home being blown up and him ending up in, I don't remember. Was it like Oklahoma? I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly where that was, and I didn't feel like looking it up before this video. But he ends up in some place where it's snowing. Mandarin's monologue continues, and they make it sound like he asks Stark if he wants an empty life or a meaningful death.
Do you want an empty life or a meaningful death?
Just to make it clear, Mandarin talking over the trailer playing is great, and it really does build the idea, along with the fact that it shows that Tony is struggling mentally and physically with whatever threat he's dealing with. It shows that the Mandarin is someone not to be messed with. And on top of that, Mandarin is never shown as a physical threat, so it really does feel like this movie was going to be more of a mental battle between the two, as Tony also works through his PTSD, which was obviously hinted at the start of the movie. And the trailer ends off with this cool little cut between the Mandarin and Iron Man, showing that this was truly going to be one hell of a duel between the two. So this trailer really brings the heat. No pun intended. But there actually wasn't a pun to make here, because no heat is shown in the trailer anyways. Extremis and Aldrich Killian are buried in the trailer. We get a quick little shot of Killian, and that's it. The actual main villain of this movie was completely ignored. Who let these fools cook? And it's not just the fact that the main villain of the trailer was non-existent in this movie. It's also just a problem because Killian is such a huge part of the movie. Like, he's there from the start of the movie, but he's barely hinted at in the trailer. That's like if the Infinity War trailer showed one little clip of Thanos and that was it. No dialogue, just a glimpse. This trailer also goes really hard into making it seem like this was going to be some duel of both wits and sheer power between Iron Man and the Mandarin. And it looks really cool in the trailer. So for the Mandarin to be a fake out, that doesn't really help things when it comes to people wanting to be invested in the actual main villain of the movie. I think the Mandarin being a fake out was another showing of the people in power with this movie being a little too disconnected from the fans. Because I'm sure that every Mandarin fan felt like walking out of the theater the first time that Trevor Slattery appeared. Last thing, the humor. In the background, I'm putting together a video where I do a bit of a deep dive into the humor of the MCU and highlight the movie that I truly believe went over the edge and ruined the MCU's comedy. Not that the MCU has particularly bad comedy, but it's clear that sometimes there's too much humor in these movies. But I think what helps certain movies out is when the comedy is put front and center in the trailer. Thor: Love and Thunder did this, the Guardians of the Galaxy movies did this, and 2/3 of the Ant-Man movies did this. And I don't think the flack for any of these movies comes from the humor. If people had problems with these movies, it was usually another element of them. But Iron Man 3 refused to let its humor show in the trailer, despite how wacky the movie really is. And believe me, it's a funny movie.
It's not the 80s. Nobody says hack anymore. Give me your login.
War Machine rocks with an X, all caps.
But when you hide the humor from the trailer, when you hide that much humor, the audience is going to feel like they got played. When you really think about it, everything about this trailer is a lie. The main villain is a lie, the tone is a lie, and for some reason, the trailer tries so hard to hide Aldrich Killian. So I think I have to dethrone Ant-Man 3 from the most deceptive trailer and put Iron Man 3 up there. Anyone noticing a pattern here? But yeah, let me know what you thought about what I had to say here. Is Iron Man 3 truly the most deceptive trailer in the MCU? Let me know in the comments. I'm on the road to 1,000 subs, so if you like what you see here, hit that sub button. Check out my other 2 videos on deceptive MCU trailers. The links will be in the description below. Yeah, it's been like 8 straight weeks of uploads now. I'm getting really into a groove, even though a few of my upcoming videos will definitely be of the longer form, simply because I want to go a little bit more deeper into what I'm talking about. But hopefully I can keep this streak going as I get those videos out. But if the streak ends, it'll suck, but the videos that'll be coming out will be much longer. Yeah, make sure to leave a like on this video if you like what you see. And as always, thanks for watching.